morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another day here. We got the inflation data about 30 minutes ago, the producer price index. It was actually relatively good, obviously, compared to what we saw out of CPI yesterday. We're going to go through some of those numbers. We have a really big 30-year bond auction coming out later today. That is, I think it's definitely going to move markets around. It should be at 1 o'clock Eastern. But we have some positions to talk about as well. We actually have a couple of positions that we got to talk about. But everybody, it is that time of day over here yet again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me as well, I'd love to receive some good mornings. Let's do our roll call, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who's in here. If you guys are new to the stream, let me know. I'd love to welcome all of you new faces over here. You guys have been going nuts on the Instagram videos, the TikTok videos, and even on the YouTube shorts now. Those are going a little nuts. We cracked 80K subs on YouTube again yesterday. Thank you guys. That is absolutely awesome. We're going for 100K next, but let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have another amazing day here. Let's see. We've got Kyle, Daily Taylor, Samuel, Dr. Bob, Caesar, Romeo, Thos, Angel, Jay, Squirrel, Starsky, Tor, Armac, David, Callum. Good morning, everybody. As always, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Oh my God. I didn't even say it. And you guys almost got 100% like ratio over here. Oh my Lord, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here, team. So let's do it. Fear? Oh, looks like we got a couple of new faces in here. Love you guys. All right, we're going to have another good day here. We're seeing a positive reaction out of the PPI data so far. We got that 0.2% increase month over month versus the expected of 0.3. The prior was 0.7. That was pretty big. But let's kind of go through some of this data here before we talk about those positions and what I'm looking for out of the... Did I miss it here? Oh, no, I didn't. It is. All right, so here we go. So that 0.2 versus, or 0.6 previous, sorry. So the PPI month over month actual was 0.2% versus 0.6% previous, estimated 0.3, so lower than expectations. Year over year was a little higher. We have 2.1% versus 1.6 previous, estimated 2.2. So that actually came down versus expectations, but was higher than last month. Core, again, came in right at expectations, but a little bit lower than last month at 0.3%. And the actual number was 0.2. We have core PPI year over year as well at 2.4% versus 2% previous, but the estimate was 2.3. So core year over year was the only one that could kind of freak out markets a little bit here. But other than that, that's the data that we are dealing with this morning. Oh, second time here. What's up, man? How you doing? Oh my God, you guys are going nuts on the like button again. Jeez. Good morning, everybody. So let's talk a little bit about some of these positions here. Celsius is one that I grabbed yesterday. I like this one. It was actually off the weekly time frame. The weekly was looking pretty dirty here. Those of you guys in the mastermind, I mean, you know what I'm doing with this one. And then, there's not much to say about this one. You guys kind of know the deal there. But what I do want to talk about is Exxon here. So yesterday, I probably shouldn't have grabbed these in the morning when I did. I probably should have waited. So I had a little starter position on Exxon and Oxy, two oil trades there, energy trades. And I ended up just cutting them for like basically break even. I wasn't really interested in getting those yesterday, but as Exxon started to move back up, I took a little bit of a smaller position on it and then got a little bit more time. So again, I'm going to see what happens with that one and then just go from there. But what else are we looking at this morning? Yin is up 3.25%. That's nice. Bought a bunch of shares of that, a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. So that's looking all right here. Let's see. Noel is new. Cassandra, Kyle, what's up, everybody? Team, again, as you guys are filtering in, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button. Also, I got that deal for you guys with the with that new prop firm for futures. It's like I was looking at it because you guys were saying it was a sick deal. It's the sickest deal that I've ever seen in the futures prop firm space. So I'll send that link out to you guys in a little bit. If you guys are like really interested in it, it is in the description. So let's see how much time we got left here. We got about 26 minutes to go. Also, I kind of want to talk about this as well for you guys. Yeah, it's like a ridiculous deal. It's like $50 for every size account. You can have 10 of them if you want. Like you could get 10 150K accounts for like $500. At all the other prop firms, that would cost you thousands of dollars. So again, we're gonna talk about that. But I do have a little bit of a theory here. Not anything crazy, but I do want to mention this to everybody, especially with what's going on with regional banks If you look at KRE had a real rough day yesterday. After again, the 10-year was skyrocketing. We saw TLT coming down and overall fear in the market based on the fact that a lot of people were pricing in less rate hikes this year, way less. I believe the probabilities for a June rate hike, or sorry, rate cuts this year. And I believe the probability for the June cuts went from the 50% range. I mean, let me see what it is now. It was like 18 when we saw it yesterday. That was one of the most significant decreases that we've seen. Yeah, now it's back at 20.3% probability for a rate cut in June. But what I want to go over with you guys here is I want you guys to look at the 10-year. Let's look at the 10-year here. What has been happening with the 10-year on the daily time frame since December of last year? It has gone from, I mean, the low down here at 3776 all the way up to these highs yesterday at 4.592. Now, what I want everybody to think about, oh, at 3 sim and 1 live funded, I thought it was 10. I thought I saw something that said 10. I thought I saw something that said 10. Maybe I thought 10. I see 10 right here. But so what I want you guys to think about here is all these regional banks have to buy treasuries with some of their reserves. Now, if they're buying treasuries here and yields are going up like this, like the yields are going up, what happens to those bond prices or bond values? Well, they go down. Now, what was one of the main issues that we saw in the regional banking crisis? Well, it was what's called the mark to market losses on the treasury holdings that these banks had. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not going to be able to get that full value of those bond investments at maturity, but it means in the meantime that let's say they buy the bonds at, let's say, a par value at issuance for 100. Well, in the meantime, between when they buy, but not 10 against go, they've been asked to edit their website. Yeah, then that's confusing. Then that is confusing. But when you think about what happens to those bond prices, well, if they're buying a significant portion of some of these reserves that they have and putting these in treasuries, well, then those reserves actually go down. So if people go and try and take out all their money, well, even with those bond holdings and the reserves that they have, they're still not even going to have enough for that. Now, what I'm expecting here and what I think is that these regional banks are witnessing similar, not as aggressive, but similar mark to market losses, meaning that okay, they bought it at 100. What are they trading at right now? Maybe it's 85. Maybe it's 90. Maybe it's 70. I don't know, depending on what bonds that they were buying and kind of how they went through those different maturities. But they are witnessing some of these losses if they were buying these bonds within the last 4 or 5 months here. So does that mean that there is a potential for another regional banking issue where these regional banks start failing? I'd say that even without this, yes, with the commercial real estate nonsense, especially in office space, but this just kind of could add a little fuel to the fire there. And I gotta talk to the banking expert about this, and I'm gonna talk to some other people about it today, hopefully, and get their thoughts. It's just I think again with CPI, PPI, all sorts of stuff happening, bank earnings coming up, obviously this one person is going to be incredibly busy and I don't want to be bothering them. So we'll see. I'll try to get that info for you guys as well. Oh my God, we're almost at 50 likes already. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. What are we trading today? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I got this Celsius here that'll probably look. How's SLV doing? Yeah, it came back down a little. Exxon's looking okay. We're gonna see what happens with this. Other than that, I mean, I do want to see kind of how markets. This is really ripping on PPI, man. How big is this move here? I mean, this candle, 25 points, another 7, another 6. I mean, that's a pretty big move back to the upside on PPI, but you haven't cleared this yet. This 52.2650 on ES, the height of the bounce that we saw yesterday. Now, we saw a really big range yesterday. If you guys were trying to trade that, I mean, I don't know why you would, but if you guys were, I mean, there were still, especially with futures, some really solid ranges there that you could take advantage. Your bank dude is probably busy adjusting bond positioning and pharmacy. No, he's not. No. It's not he doesn't work at banks. He just he has to be an expert in banks. Let's put it that way. Just talk about it like that. But let's see here. Yeah. Oh, also for those of you guys that were in the mastermind last night, you guys saw that secondary email. I made a little calculation mistake. We what do you call it? Adjusted that. I adjusted that right after, edited the stream, put it up there for you guys. So if you guys haven't watched the mastermind from last night yet, I mean the link is not going to work for the email I sent you, but the video is uploaded into Teachable there. Do you think the market has already priced in an escalation of war between Iran and from an oil standpoint? Um, I'd say they've started to. I don't think they've fully priced it in yet. That's how I would view it. That's one of the reasons why I like Exxon here, and some of those other oil names. That is one of the reasons for that. I want to see what happens with Celsius today. I think this one could be really good. I think this one could be a really good one here, especially how it's behaving, how it started to mount back above this 10 here. The weekly time frame looks really good on this thing as well. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, also the other thing that I want to kind of show you guys really quickly here in this live stream is kind of how I view and expect my performance to be in the swing account. You're not going to talk about Veritas and Powell. We can. I mean, it was a nothing burger. We let's talk about that after this. So, again, for those of you guys that are hopping into the Swing Kings course, the Day Trading Mastery course, again, you guys all have access to that 50% off deal. That's pinned to the top of the live chat there. But this is how I expect the performance to be. It goes like this: up, really, really solid trade hit. It just kind of pitters down a little bit, and then you just do this again. Boom. Pitters down, and then boom. This is what I expect every single day and every single week going into the market. Now, what I want you guys to understand about this is a completely different way of looking at trading in the market than all these other dum-dums are going to try and teach you how to do. They're going to be like, ooh, let's try to make 1% a day. Trading is not a fixed income instrument. That's an insane thing to try and do. It's absolutely insane. It makes no logical sense, and it leads to people making emotional and poor risk management decisions in the short term when all people really need to focus on is long-term performance, which obviously is what the strategies enable you to do. But looking at this here, again, so let's just say that last week was one of these weeks where, again, that swing account with ACB and silver went absolutely nuts. Boom, really cranks it up. Now, again, sometimes, I mean, I'm not going to nail the peak on it, but let's just say this is where it closes. Then maybe we try some other ones with similar risk. Okay, you get stopped a little, then you hit a big one. Boom, right back up. And you start to look at this, your equity curve in this nice stair-stepping fashion. Now, what it also is going to look like, you're basically, if you were to look at a chart of your portfolio performance, it also is going to look exactly like the setups that we look at when we're swinging. And that's what I want you guys to think about. It's not about trying to come into the market every single day and be like, ooh, let's do this. It's insane. I don't know why people view the market that way. And that's why 90+% of retail traders fail. Metrics for inflation. The Veritas thing? Yeah, but we know that. With everything that I saw in that, I didn't see anything that was groundbreaking in that interview. So yesterday, I actually thought it was going to be the way that James O'Keefe tweeted it out initially. I thought it was going to be leaked footage of Powell saying something. That's what it looked like to me, but it wasn't. So essentially, what it was this principal economist at the Fed who also has a role in helping write portions of the speech for Fed members and the Fed chair, Jerome Powell. 90-90-90. Exactly, Ralph. So basically what he was saying was, like, he was saying, oh, Donald Trump and Jerome Powell don't get along. He doesn't like Trump. Do you guys know why Powell doesn't like Trump and Trump doesn't really like Powell? It's because Trump tried to get Powell removed and fired. Duh, he's not going to like him. And then it's like, oh yeah, well, he kind of likes the Biden administration. It's like, well, duh, they didn't try to get him fired. Like I was like, all right. And then like some of the other things in there, it was like, yeah, like the one thing though that I saw that made me almost wanted to call BS on that entire interview was that the principal economist at the Fed said that inflation wasn't a problem. Now, Obviously, right now, over the last 3 CPI prints, obviously it looks like, and Trump did reappoint him at first, right? But they have issues, like obviously. Yeah, he wanted negative rates. Well, exactly. He wanted Powell to cut rates even more, and he wouldn't do it, which makes sense. Why would he do that? Um, but that one thing in there where he said that inflation wasn't a problem, it's very possible that that interview was recorded at the end of last year or the beginning of this year when the inflation data was actually looking like it was going to come like down really aggressively, and the overall market was pricing in like 6 or 7 rate cuts. So that's the one thing where it was like, if this was recorded in like the last month, I'd call BS on kind of what this dude's saying, even though he is like a principal economist at the Fed, but it would really tell us a little bit more on like the knowledge base of like what is actually going on at the Fed versus kind of what the overall like reality of the situation that we are in actually is. But I mean, if it was recorded anytime between like December and January, like December, November, really, when the Fed kind of they got that initial pivot, and then kind of into kind of February there. I mean, all right, that would make sense. But if it was anywhere after February when that was recorded, come on, come on now. You're gonna tell me that inflation's not a problem? Oh, you're nuts. You are nuts. All right, let's see how Yin's doing in the pre-market here. Yin's doing all right. I mean, I might be back green on those shares. I mean, I tossed like nothing crazy, like 9 grand at those shares. I want to buy more. I mean, I wanted to buy more of this thing at like 17, 18, something like that. The other thing I'm looking at too, this is more so like long-term perspective. I want to buy Palantir sub 20, and it just will not get down there. It will not get to 20, and I'm just disappointed. I said the same thing. I was like, I want to buy it below 1450, and I couldn't get it. I think my average on it's like 15. It's in the mid lower end of the mid side of the 15s, so it's not bad. I mean, I'm still really nicely green on that. But I obviously would like more shares on it. Let's see, how's Exxon doing? It's doing good. ES is looking good. I want to see what happens with Celsius today. Silver is going to be an interesting one. Remember, I'm still holding that position there. It's free. I mean, those have flashed up over 300%. Also, we got to talk about this as well. Did you guys see the on my Instagram story and on Twitter? I posted that crypto chart that I just nailed. I just caught a pump on. It was this right here. Oops, that's not what I want. I want this. So again, you guys know, like I have that little fun account on Coinbase that I play around with. And I actually bought this thing like right in here, right kind of in here at like 11. And I just kind of held it, like didn't sell any when it went up here. I was just kind of holding this thing. And then I looked at the Coinbase account yesterday because I just don't look at it ever. It's not a meaningful amount of money. I'm just playing around with it, doing playing with the swing strategy on crypto there. And I come back and look at that account and I was like, what's going on here? And all of a sudden you get this giant Hulk candle on Suku of 128%. So, I mean, I sold half of it, made it free. And just, like, I was like, all right, man. And then, I mean, again, Tor was over there hitting like a 1 to 40 something risk to reward on Dogecoin there. Dude, that Swing Kings course is freaking nasty. Nasty. Your Koru shares got hammered still green with no hedge in place. Ouchie. Ooh. Oh, Korea? What happened there? Ooh, wow. I mean, you got this at the lows, I think, so you're good. But I mean, it's back up today. China CPI came out yesterday, very low. It's at like 0.1%. So you might get a little China stimmy there, which could kind of turbocharge this yen, which would be really, really fun. But yeah, I like, and that's one of the beauties of it. Like, I had my stop set on that position there, and all I did was just check back in and wait. Those of you guys that have 9 to 5 jobs and everything like that, I mean, that's going to be super, super helpful for a lot of you guys knowing how to trade in that manner. I'm looking for a little, not today probably, but a little trade from the day trading mastery course would be fun. This trade on Monday was dirty. So this was the day trade that all you guys saw on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. This one was dirty. Absolutely epic bottom tick. Runs right up to that first TP of like 11. I think it was 11.5 points, which is like 110% on an ES contract. I mean, it chopped around all day. This was annoying. I ended up selling it on the opening of this candle with 30 minutes left to go in the market. Made like 3 grand. I mean, we're gonna see what else we can do this week. this week. I mean, that strategy is now working on its like 16th winning month in a row. Men lie, women lie. Numbers and data do not, ladies and gentlemen. But again, as you guys are filtering in here, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button, again, costs you nothing to do it. Helps me out a whole lot over here. When China stimmy comes, who gets the stimmy? What do you mean? Who gets it? Companies. Companies are going to get the China stimmy, not people. It's not going to be people. It's going to be companies. Which then, guess what? Boom. I think that'll be that could be a nice little boost there on yen. Celsius is interesting. I like this one. We're gonna see how this goes. Not really looking at a whole lot else. It'd be nice to hit a nice little trade on this one. I mean, again, though, what do we really have to do this week after the 1 to 16 risk to reward trade on ACB last week? Like that one, like we could do pretty much whatever we want. Baba, Neo, and so on. I would probably go with Baba. Baba's actually looking good this morning, I believe. Up another 1.5, I think. 1.15. I mean, not for the long. I probably wouldn't add this to the long-term account just because I already have exposure to yin, the 3 times levered China. But if Baba can give me a nice little setup on the daily here, which it's just so gappy that it may not. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to taking a little swing on Baba. I would not be opposed. eBay looks interesting too. Yeah, I know you guys have been talking about that one on the weekly. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that it's this far away from the 10, but I do really like how it's behaved on the daily here. I would not be opposed to an eBay trade. I would not be opposed. When's earnings? Beginning of May? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, if we don't do anything on it this week, eBay is definitely going to be something for next week for you guys on the Swing Kings list. FNGR may be in a deal with Baba. Keep an eye on those stuff. Yeah. I think I have heard that as well. Also, I think we got enough people in here to do this to let you guys know. So I did get that link for you guys for that new that futures prop firm. Do I trade Forex? No. If you guys have the ability to trade future stocks or options, even crypto over Forex, I think you absolutely should. Have you tried the day trading system on NQ? Yep, I tested it over a year's of performance, and it was not as good as it is on ES. That's why when I show you every single trade that was taken with that strategy in the course over a 10-month period, that's why it's on ES, because I've done the testing on everything and ES does work the best. It was on the list like 2 weeks ago. eBay. Yeah, eBay is a nice one. But yeah, so this one right here, guys, this link to my funded futures, every single account size for the month of April is $50. That's the most insane prop firm deal that I've ever seen. It's cheaper than Apex, Top Step, everything. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in that, go for it. If prop firms are your thing, there you go. Palantir won't be stopped. It's freaking annoying that it won't be stopped. I mean, I'm happy. I just want more shares of it. You know? I just want more. How's silver doing? It's up 19 cents. That's not bad. That's not bad. I want to see yen over 21. That's really what I want to see on yen. Ideally, I want to see it over like 21.30. Get a nice clean break on the weekly here, but who knows? Maybe it won't. That's ideally what I want to see. And then welcome back to all the new people, ladies and gentlemen. But Nikos, the one thing I do look at in the Forex space a lot is USD JPY, but it's from a more macro perspective to understand what's happening between the relationship between the yen and the dollar. There's a big carry trade that's been going on for years here. And with the situation that you're seeing in Japan right now with their basically zero interest rates, I mean, they are a little higher now, I believe. But that move up on USD JPY yesterday was honestly, to me, pretty terrifying. That should not be doing that. So that's what I take a look at a little bit in the Forex space. I mean, again, if you guys swing trade Forex, This is literally, I would eat this setup up all day long. All day long. You would get your long position entry right here. Your stop would be here. You'd be targeting, I mean, that's like pretty much all-time highs, isn't it? Or like relative highs. So you'd be targeting that 1 to 3. So you would have literally hit that 1 to 3 risk to reward on your first TP yesterday, instantly. Let's see. Morning, Vix. What's up, David? Just a quick update. Boric, what's up, man? Found out even later. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Retired military with a pension and disability. Still will come in, but won't be enough. Job searching. I don't want to try to rely on trading just yet. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I think that's a really good conversation that we need to have as well. A lot of these people that you guys are going to see on social media are going to try and show you guys these stupid diamond watches, these Lambos out here. First of all, it makes you look like a idiot. But not you guys, those people. But I think what a lot of people try and do is they kind of romanticize the idea of trading full time. And for most people, it's probably not going to make a whole lot of sense for you to do it because you don't have either other income coming in to balance off your trading to make it easier to have that long-term vision. Trading is a long-term vision, guys. You cannot expect to come into the market. And this is, if you guys want to know how to fail in trading, all you got to do is come in and try and make a bunch of money in a day, in a week. It's very frustrating to see people doing that on YouTube. Yeah, they're just scheming, you guys. It's terrible. It's terrible. And it just leads to people having these unrealistic expectations of what to expect out of the market. I want you guys to all be thinking about the reason for this is you want to know the secret to trading? It's to have that long-term vision and understanding your data. I mean, you guys see it in the courses there. I mean, once you especially with the day trading mastery course, where you look at all of those trades that were taken over a 10-month period, once you understand that data, the outcome of one individual trade becomes meaningless to you because you understand the bigger picture of I'm looking at markets and understand what your system is able to generate you over a longer period of time. It's so critical. It is so important to understand trading that way, guys. And then again, when you think about the Swing Kings course and the strategy there, like you hit a couple of those really big ones, like the ACB. You risk 2% on an ACB trade. You hit a 1 to 16 risk to reward. You're up, what, 32% on your account? You don't need very many of those a year to have insane performance, guys. Morning from Ethiopia. What's up, man? How you doing? What time is it over there right now? All right, guys, we've got 2 minutes to go until market open. Oh my God, you guys are going crazy on the like button. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as always, coming in every single day. Remember, the amount that I care about you guys having success. You guys have any questions about anything ever, you guys let me know. I'm always here to answer, to make sure that you guys have the understanding that you need. You've driven a Lamborghini. It's nice. Guys, I've driven some pretty nuts cars. Like insane cars. I'm usually terrified every single time I do it because obviously they are not my cars. So, but I'd rather, I mean, again, people like to do things in different ways. That's fine. I mean, I love cars too. Don't get me wrong. I love cars, but the problem is that everybody's out here just being like, ooh, look, Lambo. It's like, you got a Huracan, dude. Relax. You know what I want? I want like a 1980s nice Porsche. Just roll around in a nice little manual and have a good time in somewhere. None of this nonsense where it's like bright green. Stupid. You just look stupid. Sorry. Like, I was thinking about getting something here in Boston. The problem is that you can't drive it anywhere. Like, you guys might hear it now. Like, especially when it starts to get warmer, you guys will hear it. People will just be driving cars, especially around this. But like, you're gonna hit a pothole. Like, you're literally just gonna hit potholes. Yin looking good. Celsius looking okay. Silver looking good. What else do we want over here? Oh, Exxon. I want to see how Exxon's doing. Exxon. All right. Ding, ding, ding. Market open. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, just for fun. Exactly. Make a little noise, have a good time, and just be done. All right, I don't think Celsius is opened yet. Oh no, it has. There you go. Silver looking pretty good there. What are those silver contracts up? Let's take a look at that, man. 248% on the SLV. That's good. I mean, 200. I mean, I'm not really looking to sell any of that now. So, all right. This Celsius not really moving yet. I mean, that still looks nasty on the daily there. Yin up nicely. That's good. Let's see what we get today. Let's see what we get today. I mean, I really wouldn't want to play this news candle for the retracement, but you never know. I doubt I will. When there's a lot of news like that in the market, guys, think about the shocks that come into the market. We talk a lot about this in those educational programs, that when there's more shocks added to the market, you have to be very, very, very careful, because if there's more nonsense and more variables, levels can get blown through a lot easier. Silver's looking great over here. Reverse split on UVXY. Oh, that's interesting. Why are they reverse splitting UVXY? Oh, here's what they're probably doing. The reverse split on UVXY is probably so that it makes it a little easier for them to get the leverage that they need. The wicks get bigger and faster. Right. The ranges become larger. Let's see. Celsius down a little. ES slipping. Exxon's holding up nicely here, though. Exxon's holding up nicely. I'd love to see this thing just get pushing. I tried to set it. I want that 126 is kind of that area there. That's what I want. Rebalancing. Yeah, I mean, that's usually what it is. Like TMF reverse splitting. Remember the 3 times levered treasury one? Oxy. How's Oxy doing? Oxy's looking okay. This is the one that I cut yesterday just very quickly, because I was like, I shouldn't be that overweight oil trades. Like, pick one, size it down, and let it go. Like, there was no need to screw around with it. So I cut both of them, re-entered the Exxon with smaller size and more time, to just see what's going to happen with it. ES is slipping here. We are moving down in the overall market at open. Did I get shares or options on Celsius? I got shares on it. The options were a little icky. I didn't really like them. I liked the options on Exxon, though. But also, I mean, you guys have seen how powerful the shares trades can be. I mean, one of the main reasons why my account was up 20% last week, from those swings and that strategy I teach you guys, is because of that shares trade. And it just ran to like a 1 to 16 risk to reward. It was sick. I sold the ACB with some nice movement up. Yeah, I mean, we can take a look at that ACB chart. Like, this was the trade on ACB. So, I mean, I kind of remember how I was talking about round 2. I think some of you guys have it. I think some of you guys still have the ACB, right? Or you re-entered off this, which is what I wanted to do. I just missed it. But this was the main ACB trade. So first take profit was here at 525. Second one was at 7. Third one was at 8. I think it was 816. I then moved my stop up on the remaining. Can we shut up outside? Thank you. I then moved my stop up on the remainder of the position to 7. So the last block of them went off at a 1 to about 11 risk to reward on the final scale out there. So, I mean, epic trade. I wanted to go for round 2 on this thing off of the 10 with stops below here, TPs, but I was like, why do it? I mean, I had already traded the MSOS, the cannabis ETF, absolutely manhandled ACB. To me, I mean, I kind of did what I needed to do in that sector. There's really not much else for me to really want to do. What else? Where's Celsius? Oh, nice. RBC expects only 125 basis point interest rate cut in December from the U.S. Federal Reserve versus 75 basis points of cuts expected earlier. I mean, today I'm up like a 0.5% here on the swing account. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Red day yesterday with the stops on NNOX, and what else was it? What was the other one? Oh, CYTK. So ES back up a little. SLV looking good. I want to see what those options are at. 255% there. So I mean, looking great across the board, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some really good setups with some solid potential, especially out of Celsius here. I want to see what this one's going to do. I actually should be setting. I don't want to. I'm not going to do it on the stream, but I got to still set stops and take profits on it. Yeah, first 5 minutes of the market too. There's literally nothing to do. Literally nothing to do there. Not yet. I mean, Celsius getting a little push. Above 85, getting to 86 would be really nice on that thing. Exxon coming down a little bit. What happens to TLT if only one cut from the Fed or zero? How low can it go? 82. Yeah. I mean, if it could go back down there, but again, if you guys traded like TMF the shares or TLT shares, I mean, I was screaming on that one sub 85. So, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't unless we get a lot of those cuts. I mean, TLT is going to screw around. 10 years down today, but it's still over 4.5, which is not really what you want to see. Exxon coming down pretty hard there. Have you seen Intel's been getting hammered the last 2 weeks? Didn't they have like an event or something? Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not going to touch Intel. I personally don't really like Intel, but that's just me. Exxon screwing around. ES moving down. Celsius is holding nicely here, though. Where's silver? Is silver pushing? No, not really. Awarded billions to build USA chip plant. Nah, that's been in the news for years. That's been in the news for years, I believe. Yen up 3% today. That's good. That's good. I think I'm back green on these. On that. I'm pretty sure I'm back green on the share position on yen. Let's see. What else? I want to look for... I want to go ticker hunting. I just don't see anything. Let me see. Yeah, I don't really see much here. City sell on Hood did not get attention. No, I mean, you guys know how I feel about Hood. I like it. Not obviously right now. Like, if this thing can move down a little bit more, I'll take a share position on this. Like right here. If we can get down to this this weekly 10 in the 16s, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. Not for a trade, but for more like long-term hold. I mean, I like Hood. Their business model is very interesting. Very interesting. And again, oh, you guys are going well nuts. Dude, we're like 28 likes away from 100. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. ES slipping a little lower here. A lot of selling pressure coming in. Again, first 15 minutes of the day, this thing's going to whip around. We also, guys, we have a really big auction today at 1 o'clock Eastern. We have a 30-year bond auction. Be careful of that. If you're trading around 1, be very, very, very careful. What else do we have? I'm trying to see where it is. Where's my market watch? Do I just not have it? Oh, it's right here. Nope, but we do have Collins, Fed Collins speaking at 12, Goolsby speaking at 12:45, and then at 1:30 we have Bostic, who is pretty dovish. JP Morgan earnings tomorrow. That will be interesting. AGI on the daily. Let's take a look. That's the weekly. That I like. That I like a lot. Non-energy minerals, precious metals. I like that. Is that all-time high break? No, but it's... Ooh, you got a nice level up here, though. 1737. I like that. What was the other tick? eBay. eBay was the other ticker we were looking at this morning. Yeah, no, I want an alert up here. I don't know if it's going to let me set alerts today. My trading view's been being... Come on. Nope, not letting me do it today. Let's see. Yeah, the silvers are still up 244%, so those are good. ES, slip. Let's see. Yin's holding on. What are yields doing? Yields are coming up. Yield. I mean, watch out. See if it wants to reject here, but that's a big move down in the market. Justo, no. I don't trade forex. I trade future stocks or options. And guys, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. If you guys have the ability to trade future stocks or options and crypto over futures, you definitely should. The brokers on forex, you don't even know if you're gonna all these offshore nonsense. Like they're scammers, man. Like think about it like this: you're just you're entering into like a retail industry where like there's way higher amounts of fraud and scamming. Why would you do that? I don't understand. I don't get it. Let's see. eBay down. Are weed stocks still cranking? Is ACB still cranking there? Nah. I mean, it's up 2%, but welcome in. You're going to learn an absolute boatload from these streams. Let's see what we got. All they do is take Delta on the daily is okay, but too big of a range. Oh, you can take a look at it. Yeah, I mean, this could probably set up on the weekly. It is rangy. Like you can see it on the weekly. It's got a decent range there. Dude, what are they doing with this thing today? You guys, you are gonna see a lot of crazy market movements today. And what do we have tomorrow? Anything big tomorrow? Consumer sentiment at 10. I think going into the end of the week, you're gonna see some pretty crazy ranges. So those of you guys that are looking to take day trades, just be careful. The ranges are going to be huge. Make sure that you know what you're risking on them. And again, with futures, it's very easy to figure that out. Options as well, but just be careful. Can you trade in the pre-market? Yeah, you can. Yeah. I typically don't, just because the volume's usually terrible, and I operate under this kind of philosophy in the market: less trades, more profits. If you A lot of people in the market, when they come in, they think that doing more is going to generate them more profits, and that's just not the case. All these people you see out there trying to scalp the 1 minute time frame 10 times a day, what do they usually do? They usually end up blowing their accounts. So again, you guys see it with the swing trades. You guys see it, especially in the like. All right, so let's think about it from this perspective. The strategy I teach you guys in the day trading mastery course. I mean, maybe there's what 6 to 8 trades per month, but it doesn't like it rarely will like it's. I hate to say it this way because again, those false expectations I just hate in the trading space. But I mean, I don't teach you guys anything that's not absolutely filthy. But the thing has an absolutely insane monthly winning streak. So if you can take less trades, be less active, and have less risk in the market over time, and have way better performance than basically everybody else, why wouldn't you do that, right? Like less trades, more profits is gonna really help you guys out if you guys can internalize that. Let's see. A lot of things chopping around today. Celsius down now. Let's see. The rebate is more so, Eddie, when they're like overcharging you on commissions, or you're getting screwed on the spread. Which time frame do you use? For the strategy I teach you guys in the day trading course, 15-minute, and then the Swing Kings course is the way that I swing is on the daily and the weekly. Yeah, so bank earnings are coming up, guys. That is the first round of earnings that always comes out every earnings season. It kind of starts to set the tone because they're going to give a lot of guidance for the overall economy. When we see that, it's going to be very interesting. Like if in some of these earnings reports you start to see, oh my God, JP Morgan expects crazy no rate cuts, like expectations for rates going up 8 or something crazy like that. I mean, the market can absolutely react to those statements. Then we get to have a lot of fun. You guys that have taken advantage of the mastermind, we're going to use that post earning strategy a lot. A lot. I mean, we did it last earnings season a little bit. What did we go? 3 for 4 on them. We had Netflix. I mean, let me pull up Netflix for you here. Netflix was a really good one. I don't know if we have them drawn out. This one was disgusting. Palantir was one, but I don't. Yeah, this was another post earnings one. This one was great. What was the other one? It was Netflix, Palantir, Facebook, I think. Did we do it on? Yeah, we did do it on Facebook here. This was a really good one as well. That was a really good one as well. So we'll see. What actually Facebook looks pretty dirty here on the daily. Facebook is looking pretty good on the daily, guys. Huh. I'll keep an eye out for that one. Fast maybe giving us a clue about what may be around the corner. Yeah. Looking forward to trying that out now that you know how. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys it, everybody in action a little bit before we started talking about it. But that's a nasty one. Oh, also, I mean, I got to remind you guys. Remember I had a little bit of problems changing the pricing on the mastermind. So you guys have until this Sunday to hop in at the lower mastermind price. We're what 10 sessions in. I thought it was going to be 10 weeks of 2 sessions a week, an hour long a week. No, it's going way longer than that, I think. So you guys are really going to get your money's worth there. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we're expanding on all the strategies that we've talked about, teaching new strategies. But the most important thing is that college level financial education. And then we're going to do, obviously, like portfolio creation, asset valuation, using your portfolio for income. And then macroeconomics is going to be coming at the end. We're going to go through the Fed, exactly how to read all of these different data points that are coming out. And again, these are things that if you want to have long term successful performance in the market, you absolutely have to know. So, I mean, that link's in the description for those of you guys that are interested, but you have until Sunday to hop in. Yin is doing good here. Yin is looking pretty good. I mean, Celsius down, but coming back up. This is still setting up very nicely on the daily. I mean, if we get a break, I may want to add. We'll see, though. Lend. Well, home builders, wouldn't they have issues with everything that we're seeing right now? I mean, Ralph, I mean, this chart obviously is not for me, not something that I would really want to take a look at here. This to me would give me a little bit more of an insight, just looking at these types of home builder charts into kind of like sectors as a whole and sector rotation. Facebook looks interesting, man. I think that's sitting right at near all-time highs. Like that's got my attention. Facebook could be really fun. Very fun. Guys, I got to grab water really quickly. So give me 2 seconds, everybody. And again, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in. Helps out a whole lot with the algorithms here. And I'll throw the link for you guys in here for that 50% off deal too. There you guys go. All right, give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry. I forgot to get water before the stream. Okay, I almost want to front run this, but I don't. ES screwing around. I mean, Facebook looks good. Facebook does really look good. What's that? 31. Let's take a look here. I just want to see how everything's looking across the board on this thing. Yeah, they're not cheap. Kimberly, oh, thank you for that message, Kimberly. If you are not in the courses, then you are doing disservice to yourself and your trading. The things we are learning are actually useful in reality, not based on day trading nonsense. Kimberly, I appreciate that. Thank you for that feedback there. So yeah, you guys have the link there to get your 50% off deal there. The buy one get one free on both of those courses. Obviously, the mastermind is a lot more expensive. But if you think about it in terms of like what I paid for some of that knowledge going to college for this, dude, it's a tiny fraction of the cost. I'm so happy I don't have to pay that tuition anymore. That was silly. I hated writing those. I almost hated paying that money more than I hate paying taxes. Here we go. Fed's barking. The latest inflation data did not increase confidence that disinflation is spreading in the economy. HD, that's a sad chart. Let's see. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, where's this? Where's Dick's? I mean, I own a bunch of this. I mean, I think I'm up over 1,000% on these shares. Something crazy like that. Oh, yin is pushing. Yin 5 cents higher there. But Kimberly, thank you so much for that feedback. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are seeing a drastic difference in your performance, and that's what it's all about, man. If you're serious about your future success in the markets, the courses in Mastermind are for you. They will take your education to the next level. Tor, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. What else are we looking at? Where's Celsius? How's that doing? Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's trying to hold the 10. We talked about hedging those Dick shares. I don't have to though. Like I don't like that's the one thing too. Like Ralph, remember how I talked about rebalancing this morning? It's like uh, I just wouldn't do that. I don't know. Like AMD, I'm not worried about it, but I'm like, you know, let's see. You're a great instructor, SCV. People would actually benefit from this if they would invest in themselves a bit. Oh my god, guys, thank you so much for that feedback. I mean, the main reason why I do what I do around here is again, I told you guys this before, and I think this will be helpful for some of you guys that are new. I've had the opportunity to really learn and ask questions from people who are some of the best in the game at not only more so on like the macro and finance side. And I want to make sure that, and I feel like it would be a waste if I didn't use that information and share it with all of you. Then with trading as well, I mean, you guys see all the nonsense out there in the trading space of people just teaching absolute, sorry for my language, bullshit. Only thing, why didn't you do this 2 years ago? I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We didn't. It wasn't something that I wanted to do at that time. I mean, I want to make sure that again, if I'm not going to be around doing streams in the same way at some point, I mean, I want to make sure that you guys are all going to have that info. I know. So everybody's always saying it's like, man, I wish I came in earlier. And it's like, yeah, told you. Let's see what we got here. Celsius popping back up. Yin looking good. I wonder. I'm pretty sure that those are very green now. Not very, but like solidly in the green by like decent amount. Eddie, very true, buddy. Very true. Let's see what happens with ES here. How did this look on the 5 minute? Oh, that was pre-market. This one was pre-market. But that was a good one there. Barkin went from ultra dove yesterday to hold your horses, folks, today. Guys, the Fed has no idea what they're doing right now. They don't know. Do you know why we know that? They keep flip-flopping. The Fed keeps coming out and saying statements like, "Oh yeah, our dot plots are all the same," meaning that their rate cut expectations are staying the same. I always knew you were smart, even though you looked 14. Yeah, guys. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, learning about this stuff for forever. So I love sharing it with you guys. And the best thing in the world is one, seeing it click for you guys, and then also seeing all those messages every day with the gains that you guys are making from it. I mean, that means the world to me. Costco, they had a 13% dividend increase yesterday. They should be up today. Yeah. Yeah, you can see. Okay, so guys, remember what we talked about yesterday in the mastermind with the Gordon growth model and how if dividend growth and dividends change, what it does to intrinsic value? That's exactly what you're seeing on the chart of Costco today. All the algos are switching. How old are you in the X profile pic? I actually don't know. I don't know how old I am in that profile picture, but it's funny. My mom said that to me, and I was like, "Oh, I have to put this on my as my profile picture." If I was the Fed, what would I say to the public? I don't know. I honestly don't know. because I think what a lot of people do, and it's not a problem. It just kind of shows the lack of education on what is actually happening right now. They look at all of the Fed members right now and Jerome Powell, and they say you're the problem. Jerome Powell, guys, and the members of the Fed currently are not the problem. We're going to talk about this a lot when we go through the Federal Reserve section in the mastermind. But the very fact that the Federal Reserve exists in the way that the monetary system as a whole right now functions is the problem. That's the issue. It's not them. They're trying to make the best of the situation that they're in. Do you think they want high inflation? No. Do you think they want all of these bad things to be happening to everyday sit? No, they're not bad people. They're just trying to make the best of the situation that they're in. The way that the system functions as a whole is the issue. It's not them. So when you see people saying like, "Oh, bad Powell," it's like, guys, he's doing the best he can with the situation that he's dealt. I would not want to be in Powell's shoes at all. Zero. I don't want to be in that position right now because one, I know that everybody's going to label me, let's say if I was the Fed chair, as the bad guy no matter what happens. And then two, okay, think about the tweet that I tweeted yesterday. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter yet, you absolutely should. This is, where is it? Let me see. So this is the tweet. To me, the Fed has two choices. They cut rates now in the face of rising inflation to help the Treasury refinance their debt, which would then spark more inflationary pressure to the economy because they would lower rates. Or they could leave rates where they are and saddle, I wrote the Fed. I meant the Treasury. Saddle the Fed with or the Treasury, basically, in the United States government, with interest payments that they will not be able to afford, forcing additional money printing, inflate away the debt, and devaluing the USD to pay the interest, again, adding inflation to the market. Well, there's a third option that could actually happen here, and this is a joke, but his name would be Jerome Volcker, but it's incredibly unlikely. What Powell would have to do to actually get this situation under control is to basically cause the worst collapse that we've seen since the Great Depression. He's not going to do that, especially in an election year. Now, if what they effectively have to do is basically capitulate and be fine with long run inflation running a little bit higher. Now, the initial effects in the very beginning right now would not be that drastic, but over time, think about the difference between what 2% and 3% compounded inflation and actual price increases actually would be. It would be drastic. The problem that I see with this isn't, oh, all of us in the live chat and me are going to be hurt by this. We are not. I welcome higher inflation. Do you know why? Because I know where to put my money. The problem is that when you see these levels of inflation happening, the people who have lower discretionary income and are already struggling right now struggle even more. What does that lead to? It leads to more unrest and a lot of nonsense happening in society. More crime. People will have to steal more things in order to try and what do you call it? Meet their everyday needs. They will steal food. You're seeing it already in a lot of these different cities, all the increase in crime. Why? Why do you think you see that? It's not the government is saying that. No, it's because inflation is running too hot and people can't afford the things that they need. So anybody can think about the actual problems that we have from left, right. You're wasting your time because that's not the problem. It's the way that the system is actually crafted and the way it works is the problem. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm not really worried about like rising inflation. I don't care. What do you? We're gonna be fine. It's the other like external factors that start to happen that become issues. You saw it in 2009, people stealing to make rent. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's very bad. What are you guys talking about here? I mean, market's trying to come back up. Well, you guys, all right, sorry. Enough of the rant. Enough of the rant. Sorry. No more macro. I get it. Uber not looking great to me on the daily. But it is on the move. You're talking about Nvidia as well. I mean, like those rants are like, you guys got to understand that. Like people are going to talk all sorts of nonsense about like, this is what we need to do. And it's like, no. That's not what would happen. You need a new 911 turbo. Does that count? I mean, no. Can you look at rent? It's exploding. What do you, the ticker or like rents as a whole? Like, what is this? Oh, Rent the Runway. I know this one. That's really oh, earnings. This is an earnings reaction. So we'll see what happens with that. Where's Celsius? Celsius moving back up. That's nice. Barkin timing of rate cuts will depend on incoming data. No shit. Barkin, smart to take time, see if inflation slows. Well, it's not. GCT. I feel like I've heard of this one. Giga Cloud. I feel like I've heard of this. Didn't this like really rip at some point? Oh yeah, I remember this. That doesn't look bad though. I kind of like that chart. I appreciate the input though on macro. Thanks, man. Well, the dot plot is worthless. NPV in the Gordon growth model are your new love language. Yeah, those of you, again, I wanted to make sure that mistake was corrected. I was thinking about it in terms of IRR, not NPV. So again, mistakes happen, but I'll always correct them. Thanks to the courses, I don't go panic buying and selling. Caesar, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. I just like seeing your guys' growth and the way that you've been. Yeah, that's big. ALGN on the weekly, align. That might look good, actually. It looks okay. It looks okay. Where are defense stocks? How's Lockheed doing? Nah. RTX, Raytheon. Dude, that freaking, I wish I just looked at that thing on the weekly instead of the daily. That would have been one of the best trades that we've had. It would have looked like this. This is what the RTX trade would have looked like here. Where's TP1? Probably right here. Yeah, 1 to 3.5. You'd have TP1 here, TP2 up here at a 1 to 5. I mean, come on, man. I'm pissed at that. That one, I mean, I hardly ever get upset about the trades that I lose on because it's just part of the game. But the trades that I miss or mismanage, those are the ones that I'm like, come on, really? Interesting, Boric. I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, Boric, if you want to try out, I don't know if you guys were in here for this earlier, but I did get that link for you guys for my funded futures. It is literally the lowest cost option on the market right now for prop firms. It's like $50 for any size account. That's insane. It's cheaper than Apex. So, I mean, I can throw that in here for you guys again if you want to, but drives you nuts. Yeah, the ones, and again, the ACB from last week was I don't think I could have managed that one any more perfectly. You look at this chart here, I mean, like that's just textbook. IRR and dude, I love you guys. What is this amateur hour? Let's see. There's nothing going on here. I mean, it's selling a little, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. All right. What do we got? Yen came down a little. Where's Celsius? I probably moved down. No, Celsius. Wow. Look at the strength on this thing. Market just tanking right here, and Celsius is moving back to the upside. I love that. I love that, man. Let's see. The lift trade still makes you could have 10x that one. Yeah, well, the lift trade was good, but I thought Daily Taylor, I feel like you've hit a couple of the other really good ones as well. Like the Coinbase, that was good. MicroStrategy was probably the best one I've ever given to you guys. The stock doubled in like the 2 weeks after I gave it to you. Let's see. Oh my God, we're 13 likes away from 100. Thank you, team. Been trading for a few months now. I think I'm getting better each month. That's awesome, man. But you need to realize that the more capital you have, the easier to attract high profits. If you can't trade a $100 account, $1,000 account, you won't be able to trade a $100,000 account. It's all about learning the skills that you need for long-term success. That is the name of the game, team. What are the tips you have for generating higher capital other than trading? I mean, again, like, you want me to say, like, get a job? I don't. Prop firms are helpful, though. I mean, those of you guys that are undercapitalized, I mean, prop firms do help. They do kind of restrict you in some of the ways that you can trade with some of the trailing drawdown, but I mean, hey, you got to be comfortable with you play by their rules. You got to again, you want to play their game, you got to play by their rules. Celsius, I mean, still looking good here. Green on this. Where's Exxon? We haven't taken a look at the oil stocks in a little bit. Exxon coming down. That's no fun. You know what? Might just kill that one and let it go. Let her go. Maybe energy trade is not for me. I mean, that one is sized for 0. So, like, I have less than 1% in that. And, like, the guys, I would be down. If I sold this right now, I'd be down 0.15% on this. Like, nothing. Little baby paper cut. Oh, no, I got to leave that. Celsius whipping around. Market's not having fun. Can we go to SB get a job? Like, I don't want to, like, to, I don't know. I don't want to say other things. Like, that's kind of the point. Like, you can't just spawn money out of thin air. Celsius just whipping around. I don't like much. I mean, what else? Where'd that CYTK end up going? Did that hold or did that come right back down? I mean, it's just whipping. I kind of liked it off the 10 yesterday, but I didn't re-enter it. What website do you use for trade? This is TradingView. I use TradingView for charting. I use NinjaTrader and Tradeovate for futures, and then Webull for stocks and options. The CVNA put swings. There you go, Ralph. There you go. Oh, here comes the market. Ah! We might stay live a little longer today. I like hanging out with you guys. I like it. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Let's do it, man. 10-year on the rise. That's why the market's getting hammered here. 10 years just ripping. I'm trying to think. I mean, if yields are high, where's the 30-year yield? Because we got to look at when issued as well. Oh, again, mastermind guys, you guys are going to be able to use that those bond lessons to analyze the what do you call it today? The bond auctions. Like, who else is going to teach you guys this stuff? Nobody else has the ability to teach this. They're all like, honestly, I hate to say this, but like most of the people that you see, they're brain dead. They know how to do maybe one thing, and they probably don't even know how to do that either. That's why everybody's always led to the slaughter and is always like, well, what do I do now? Because it's terrible, man. Any thoughts on Webull offering futures trading? No, it's cool. It's very cool. I mean, I might try and set up a futures account over there too and play around with it. What do we want? US 30 yield. How's this today? Ripping. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you see these higher yields coming in, especially with the when issued before the auction, you might see some decent demand, especially from foreign investors. Unless they think that yields are going to go much higher. That's the only problem. If everybody is expecting then yields to go much higher, they're not going to buy them now. They're going to wait. They obviously will buy some, but you also remember, you got to look at what the Fed does. Does the Fed step up? Do primary dealers step up in this auction? The Fed said yesterday they were going to slow the rate of balance sheet runoff. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe you start to see primary dealers step up in these auctions. I don't know. We will see. Yin came down a little bit, still up 2.3 on the day. TLT is sub 90. Damn, man, that thing's getting hammered with these movements in yields. If the 30-year gets to 5, we're screwed. Regional banks will go bye-bye. Where's KRE today? KRE, I mean, it's not coming down that much, but I mean, that's still slipping. You look at not the monthly, I want the weekly. The weekly on this thing just looks horrendous. Barkin still talking. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's he saying? I mean, he's flipping. He's flip-flopping there. Uh Sorry. Sorry. Fed's Barkin says I'm a little reluctant to declare victory on inflation. No shit. Dude, really, really, that's what your comment is. That's the most. You're part of the Fed, and your brilliant statement of the day is to say you're a little reluctant to declare victory on inflation after we've had 3 months in a row of hot CPI prints across the board. Come on, man, really? That's comical. Let's see. What else do we need here? Like, really? That's what we're going with today, Barkin. Yeah, dude, that's insane. Ooh, 7 likes away from 100. Thank you, team. I appreciate it. Let's see. Dude, I was a little early. I thought we were going to get that Fed change of tone at the last Fed meeting, and we didn't. I mean, I was a little early on the KRE. So, I mean, it is starting to make its move down now, which that's good, though. You forgot to say your famous no shit, Sherlock. I'm trying not to swear. It's as if there's a narrative that he's having to swallow his words and he doesn't. Yeah, it's like, what are they going to say after yesterday? We got some new stuff anyway. New York Fed President Williams, no need to change monetary policy in the very near term. New York Fed President Williams, the Fed will eventually need to cut rates. Also, what's the deal with Biden thinking that he has any say over rates? Coming out yesterday and saying doesn't this isn't a political statement. It's saying why is the president coming out? It could be anybody saying that rates are going to come down in July. He doesn't know that. He has no idea that's going to happen. And I don't know. I mean, if all of the data still continues the way that it is, we're not cutting rates in June. We're definitely not cutting rates in July. So then that's again, if he's thinking about all right, credibility as statements of a leader of the biggest superpower in the world, well, that's not a good comment to make. September cuts getting a lot of traction today. Yep. Fastly interesting chart. Long-term trend still down, but starting to shift internally. Yeah, we've been talking about that one. This one does have my attention, and this is sometimes a chart setup that I absolutely love. It reminds me of the Mara trades I gave you guys when this thing just gets hated and then starts to go absolutely nuts. That will be something to keep a lookout for. Biden said the silent thing out loud. Powell does what I want until Powell doesn't. I don't know. The past two presidents have tried to play that game with Powell and how to go for him. I mean, Powell did capitulate in 2018. And that's the thing. Remember the statements I was making before about like how it's not Powell's fault? Powell actually tried to do the right thing. Powell tried to turn off the QE water faucet in 2018. It caused what's called look up the taper tantrum until all of a sudden he comes out and just flips, capitulates, and turns it back on because the market lost its mind. He tried. And that is one of the reasons why you've seen all of these crazy rate cut expectations coming in now, because everybody is expecting Powell to just pivot and capitulate again because he's shown the market that he's capable of that. That's not good. But what credibility does the Fed really have left? Think about that. Check Mara. Well, I want it lower. I want it. Oh, it is getting there. Ooh. Ooh. Yup. Thanks for that. It is getting lower. Mara's getting into my I think maybe we'll get another dirty trade on Mara at one point this year. This was the nasty last one. This was the other one here. I mean, again, when it happens, those of you guys in the Swing Kings course, I'm gonna start screaming it at you. just to pay attention to it. I mean, you can look at MicroStrategy and the last Coinbase trade that we had was just like, this was 500% in a day. I gave this to you guys on Sunday. This is Friday. This is Monday. You guys had this on Sunday. It opens and just goes ballistic. Bottom tick ES. There you go. I mean, this is on ES. I'm not going anywhere near this just because it's a news candle. I don't want anything to do with this. You got a low off of a news candle. I'm not playing around with that. I mean, think about all the things I've said, especially in the courses there for you guys. Like, that doesn't make sense. Lower. KRE's getting nasty. Yen is coming down a little. Where's the 30? 30 years still going up. Watch Powell's body language. He was being asked about a Volcker scenario. He gets pissy really fast. Well, because he knows that the system is so broken that he can't, even if he wanted to Volcker it, he can't. And what I mean by Volcker it, guys, for those of you guys that don't, that haven't looked at the history of kind of Federal Reserve movements and actions over time, what Volcker did is he basically let everybody in the world know that he was going to defend the United States dollar at all costs. He did not care. You cause a recession? Sorry, we need to protect the dollar. But, also, we should talk about this too. If you guys want to learn a decent amount about history and the dollar and the Federal Reserve and stuff like that too, you guys that are in the mastermind should watch this series before we talk about the Fed. It's called The Dollar Endgame by Peruvian Bull. It's a series on his YouTube channel. Awesome series. If you guys want to learn, you absolutely should watch that. But if you think about what happened with Volcker, in his raising interest rates to, I believe it was around 20%, he said, we are going to fight inflation at all costs. Powell has said he's going to fight inflation at all costs, but he's not doing it. Why? Because, and this is the point and why I want you guys to watch this, the statement in there is actually really interesting. The Fed is not kicking the can down the road. They're kicking the can up a flight of stairs or up a ramp, because each time they come in and intervene, by whom? Peruvian Bull. That's who it's by. You guys should absolutely watch that. It's still going. Like, he's still adding to it. It's a great series. I was watching that during my travel this past weekend. It was great. ES getting blasted down to the zone. Oops. When Volcker was named Fed president, what was the inflation rate? I forget what it was. But he raised rates very aggressively. Very aggressively. Coinbase actually doesn't look bad. Where's Mara, though? I want Mara down to like 15 or 16. I want it down in here. It's getting there. It's actually doing exactly what I mapped out for you guys. Mara is starting to do exactly what we've mapped out. Now, this right here is the one that I mapped out for you guys before I took my 2-month streaming break. And then we came back and just went, blast off. That was so dirty, man. I mean, that was 600% on the options. I wish I traded the shares, though. I would have made more money. 10 or you talking about inflation? Yeah, I think it was that high. But again, remember, that's on old CPI data calculation, and they should be using that calculation now. They just don't. Oxy suffer? Yeah, all the oil stocks are. Yeah, I cut the Oxy yesterday. I didn't want it. I like entered it, thought it was good, and I was like, why am I doing anything on CPI day? And I just ditched it. Yeah, I'm looking for that next ACB like setup, man. I want that. We need to get another one. We need to get another big one. Let's see here. Oh, this is the 5-minute. How's this look on the 15? I would put, all right. I would, how's the range here? 52, 20, 225. That's big. I don't know. I mean, maybe I would play the retracement up into here. Reject back down if we did that. How's KRE doing? Bleeding. Bleeding hard. KRE down 1%. Credit got really expensive for a bit, and then we had, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, if rates are at 20, if the federal funds rate is 20%, yeah, you're going to have some expensive credit. Dollar index climbing, taking the market down. Yeah, it's more so yields. It's more so yields, which can then affect the dollar. So 30-year yield climbing up 1% today. You got the 10-year probably up a decent amount as well. You can see kind of the effect of kind of the dollar when yields start to move. It's kind of a chicken or the egg situation there. But I would say in this situation, it's yields. It's the bond market moving the dollar, which is then having an effect on the United States equity market currently. That's how I would view it. Does it really matter? No. The effects are the same. That bounced nicely off that zone. I kind of want to do something, but I want to wait for the dust to settle, you know? And there's not much that looks really good for me right now. Like I'm hunting around trying to see if I can find something. Like Mara really has my attention, especially if this can drop a little more. FHMA subsidized housing came. Really? Like, are you talking about like Section 8? Like affordable housing? Or is this slightly different? You ain't doing nothing. I want Mara. I mean, this I'm gonna hunt. Also, I just think it's hilarious that I check my random fund, very similar to Section 8. All right, cool. I feel like it's hilarious that I checked my little fun mess around Coinbase account yesterday and I just caught a nasty crypto pump. How's that thing doing today? Is that ripping more? No, I don't think it is. I think it's coming down. I sold half of it yesterday. Yeah, it's down a little bit. I mean, I bought it at 11 cents and then I sold half of it at, I think, 28 cents. It's pretty nasty. But I don't think that's as good as Tor's Dogecoin trade with the Swing King scores stuff. Like he hit like a 1 to 40 risk to reward. Like you risk 1%, your account's up 40. That's, I would say that's pretty great performance, ladies and gentlemen. Suku pumped. Yep, it did. I don't know. I like AVAX. I want to see what happens with that. I mean, and now I have some free cash around to play around on that account if I find something good. Like late last night, I almost got out of bed and started hunting for more crypto coins. And I was like, no, we're not doing this. I was like, nope, not. No, I'm not doing this right now. Yeah, ES bouncing a little bit. I don't think I would hate the retrace trade down here. Sucku. Also, what's the deal with many time that I mentioned Jerome Powell with that stupid little Solana meme coin, Jerome Pool people? They just flood my Twitter. I tried to put the hammer down on them yesterday and be like, guys, if your main job of managing a crypto investment is to recruit other people into your crypto investment, what does that make you? A freaking scammer. Even if you're just holding it, you're a dum-dum. Sorry. I think the only Tor and I were talking a while ago about just like crypto tickers when he was talking about the Dogecoin thing. I think Tor was the only person that I told that I had Suku. Less trades, more crypto? No, we're not doing that. If you give me a good chart, though, I'm gonna hammer it. Like that's just the name of the game. Like you give me a good chart, I'm gonna let it rip. Like that's the thing with USD JPY. Like I honestly, even though I talk a lot about how I'm not a fan of Forex, That's dirt. Like, I wanted this. Like, if this was a stock chart, I'd be losing my mind. I would have hammered this above this level. It's just a nonsense, like, forex pair. And I probably wouldn't have even been able to get enough leverage on anyway using a I might have, but using like a onshore regulated broker. Here comes 30 years still going up. Do you trade everything or focus on one thing? I trade futures, stocks, and options. When I say stocks and options, sometimes I make the decision to trade the shares over the options. Like with ACB Aurora Cannabis last week. Um, yeah, I could have made 2000% on the options if I slung them, but this made more sense with the risk to reward on the shares. So this is about where my entry was. This is where my stop was. Nailed it for about a 1 to 16. But a lot of the times, like the Coinbase trade that I was talking to you guys about a little earlier, this move, I traded the options on this one, and these went up 500% in a day. But remember, you guys will learn this as you go through the educational curriculum, that when you trade options over shares, there really is no difference. You just have to make sure they're liquid. Like, I try and set up basically the same risk and reward profile with options when I trade the shares. Like this, it should be about the same. So like if you look at the merit trade here, and you look at what the risk to reward was to this second TP when I was up 600%, what's the risk to reward? Well, it's about 1 to 6. So when my options, when I risk 1%, they go up 600%. Well, I have basically the same risk to reward profile on the options as I do shares. The only reason why you would choose the options over the shares is in that time period, there were so many different things that were firing off at once that, again, you're going to have to use a lot more upfront capital in relation to the percentage of your account in order to get that 2% risk. So you're going to outlay more capital, but you're going to be able to forego, you're going to have to forego some of the other opportunities because you may only be able to trade 1 or 2 shares trades at a time. But if you're risking 1% of your account on an option, you would never do this, but you technically you could trade 100 different things at once. Would you? No, that's crazy. But you technically could. And again, team, I mean, you guys all kind of know this by now, but the link to get 50% off all my education is pinned at the top of the live chat. I'll throw that in here for you guys too. I mean, you guys have seen kind of the people in the live chats, kind of experiences with it, the amount of success they've been having just across the board, and the amount of knowledge that people have been able to gain. And then obviously the mastermind prices are going up this weekend, so that is linked in the description as well. If you guys want to hop in there with us, that takes things way, 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 way further than the stuff we talk about in the courses. Just because it's a program that's in perpetuity. Whenever I decide that we're done talking about stuff is when we're done. I thought it was going to be 8 to 10 weeks, two 1-hour sessions per week, but we're halfway through, and I think we've got a lot more stuff left. So, I mean, there you guys go. ACB is now red on the this actually it's setting up again. It's too wide. It is too wide. Celsius is holding relatively well though. Looking at Celsius here, it's just kind of holding right there. I like that, man. I like it. I think that one's got some potential. If they could leave me in this thing, I think that one's going to look relatively good. We'll see though. Who knows? Who knows? It's all risk to reward. I don't see, and this is the one thing you guys got to understand too. I mean, you'll understand it once you kind of go through everything, but the outcome of one individual trade to me is very meaningless. Every single trade that I take has the ability to do what ACB did. Do I know that's going to happen? No. But we have to put ourselves in that position to have success. SB, would it be smart to play the downside during the auction today? Think about it. I think you know the answer to that, Christopher. But if you were going to play the downside, here's what I will say. Remember how I always talk about day trading and how you always want to be trading systematically versus with discretion? What you are then saying right now is, I'm going to do a little Christopher quote. I think the market's going to come down because of the auction. Now, is that back testable? Is that repeatable? Do you know what your performance is going to be like over time? No. So to me, unless you've already had a really, really good day and you want to risk a little bit of the profits that you've already made, then again, does that make sense to do it? To me, it probably doesn't. Tina, what's Tina doing? Tina's selling. I wish, dude, I wish I was playing with Tina back. Tina, this is just, no, I love this. Just do this again. I want to find this chart. You guys see a chart that looks like this? You scream at me. Oh, you said TLT to the downside during the auction today. Sorry. TLT to the downside during the auction today would only go down if the demand for the auction is horrendous. So if the actual yield is way lower than the or is way higher than the when issued, and if there's a big tail. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Matin. So I mean, sometimes I kind of hint at some things that I'm doing, but no, one, that's illegal. You can't do that. Everybody out there that does it is just like blatantly committing financial crimes out there. Which if that's what they want to do, go for it. And again, you're never gonna learn anything by and actually have long-term success by just randomly tailing other people's trades. I understand the appeal for it. You just want to make a bunch of money really quick, or that's what you think is going to happen. It's not. I'm all about teaching you guys to be self-sufficient and making sure that you have those long-term skills for success. If that's not for you and you want to go screw around with other people that are going to basically try and alert you to things, have fun. But I will say with a 95% certainty that you probably will lose all of your money. Simple as that. That's why all the people around here are able to have a lot more success than all these other dum-dums out there that are like, oh, follow my alerts. If anybody is if you guys see anybody on social media that says alerts, entries, and exits, and Matt, that's a good question, man. I mean, that's fine. Like, I have nothing against you guys asking that question, but if you guys see anybody out there that's saying in marketing to you to follow them, uh, try and stay away, because the only thing that they're actually trying to get you to do is pay them every single month and be dependent on them. I do not want you guys to ever want or to feel like you are dependent on me. I want you guys to use me as a resource, obviously, for the things that I teach you. And obviously, I point you in the right direction with the Swing Kings watch list that I give you. But that's what this is. It's using it as a resource to make sure that, well, obviously, when I'm not around, like, think about that. If I just didn't teach you anything and I just alerted stuff all the time and then I stopped doing this, you are screwed. You don't have any skills. I want you guys to have those skills that nobody can take away from you so that you guys can have that long-term success in the market. That's the goal. I think we got some stuff on the news feed. Ford and Tesla. Ford F-150 Lightning gets special discount for Tesla owners. Wow, that's funny. Didn't they do that in Europe? Wasn't it like BMW or something? Somebody did that where they're starting to offer discounts from switching to Tesla. That's dirty, man. They're playing dirty. I don't know. I mean, I'm in some positions right now. How's silver doing right now? Silver coming down. That's fine. I mean, I'm in silver down here. So what percent has this gone up? It's 8. Oh, that's pretty dirty. Celsius is another one. I think that's kind of chopping around here. Yeah. I mean, that still looks really good. I'm still a fan of that one. What do you think about Bookmap in the order book? Does it really work? It can be a helpful tool to see where orders are populated. I don't use it really because it just doesn't fit my style of trading and the way that I like to look for things. Here's why, Matt. So I like to think about trading and everything in general as almost a machine and processes. So in order to get a very solid systematic back tested system with Bookmap, here are a couple of the variables that you would need to account for. One, the size of those orders that are actually populate like there. Like, all right, what size are you going to look for to say this is where I would want to take these trades? So like how many sitting orders are there? So you would have to have a metric for that that says, okay, this amount is good, this amount is bad. Where would your stop be? Well, maybe above that range. Sure, that's okay. But you don't necessarily have a well-defined risk to reward. Because okay, then where is your reward going to be? Is it going to be at the next levels lower when a lot of orders are populated down there? Well, then you have to run and go through the same type of variables again to say, okay, well then what size of those orders are you looking for? Do you see that? It's almost an impossible math problem to solve. So if you have some sort of crazy data analytical capability to test those things and run through all that, so go for it. I can't do it. I don't know if anybody can. Can it be a helpful tool to point you in the right direction? Sure. But I think it's relatively impossible to actually create a solid backtestable system like the ones that obviously I teach and give you guys um, in that way. Again, it all comes down to logic, guys. It's like logically speaking, how would you test it? Same thing with almost every other system I've ever seen ever. How do you account for news? How do you account for this? How do you account for other things? It's like, and that's why my system allows me to do this. Bottom tick, boop, right up. Dude, this was actually one of the funniest comments that I've ever seen on, thanks, I got it, awesome. This is actually one of the funniest comments I've ever seen on one of my videos. Um, when somebody somebody on my YouTube short literally said, first of all, they thought I was on replay, which in the video you can see it's not replay. Like replay is when you highlight when replay's on, it's highlighted in blue. See, so you can see it like it's not on. So then he was saying, he was like, you bought this candle, so that means you knew what was going to happen before, which means that I'm fake. And I was like, well, then tell that to all the other people that took the trade too. Like, I was like, all you guys that have taken the education, you guys took that trade too. Then I'm just sitting there like, this guy is literally trying to tell me what my system is, not knowing what it is because I bought the bottom. So he basically was giving me a compliment that I bought the bottom of the stream and thought that my system was too or the system was too good to be able to do that, when in reality it is. Dude, I was cackling. Just like going back and forth with this guy. Do I take trades on stream? Sometimes. Yeah. I mean, day trades most of the time not. Most of my day trades come in the afternoon, but I mean, I will enter. Again, we kind of just talked about this, Matthias, I think. I don't want to mess up your name, but I mean, sometimes I'll enter stuff. No, man, we're just wizards here. Dude, people are now calling me like they think I'm a lizard. He's just calling you a lizard. See, it's like just because I'm able to bottom and top tick stuff sometimes and call the nastiest trades in the market does not mean that I'm a lizard. Forward slashing prices. Well, it's giving the oh yeah, they're also cutting prices. So they're cutting prices and giving a discount to Tesla owners. I mean, that's a sign of weakness to me. That's not a sign of strength with Ford in their positioning in the EV market. Think about that. If you are then cutting prices and then also offering a deal to get customers of your competitor over to you, that is not a sign of strength. Now, granted, Tesla is having issues, but if all the other EV company or not EV companies, but companies that offer electric vehicles are struggling as well, the big swinging lizard. All right, guys, come on now. Come on now. Let's keep it in the zoo. All right. All right. What are we getting here? Yin's just slowly bleeding out here today. It's a sign of too much inventory. Right. They're not selling. It's a sign. To me, that's a sign of weakness. Oh my God, we're one like away from 100. Thank you, guys. And remember, we're live every single day. Oh, what do you got here? Oh, that's the same thing, bro. What the heck was that? Did I turn my volume on or something? Oh, I did. Oh, I accidentally clicked on my video. Whoops. All right, squirrel. We're not going to be doing any of that. Yeah, ES coming back up. I actually wouldn't hate this. Off subject, but eating Monster Jam at Gillette on the 20th. I don't know. I mean, probably not. I have no plans to right now. What time's the bond auction today? It's at 1 Eastern. It'll come out a little after, but the auction starts at 1. No, I mean, did I show you guys where I was at Gillette the last time that I went? The lighthouse. I got some cool friends, man. I got some cool friends. You guys saw what I did last weekend. That was insane. What I did this past weekend was one of the most epic things I've ever done in my life. I've done some cool stuff. I think that takes the cake. Well, there was another time I flying around on planes, but I don't usually show you guys the stuff that's like not me. I showed you because it was cool this weekend. I was like, look where I am. I do a lot of other things too, guys. And the connections that I've built from those things are pretty cool. So I get to do some cool stuff sometimes. Name of the game, I think in general, make yourself useful. What did I do? Oh, this past weekend? I was in Kentucky watching horses race. Coolest thing I've ever done. I don't know if it would have been as obviously it probably would not have been as cool as if I went by myself or like brought somebody up. But like when I like since I went with like the people that I know, oh my god, insanity, absolute insanity, super cool. Flying planes mulling? No, none of that. Except for that accidental time one time. Exxon, you're just an a-hole. I mean, these are size for 0. I'm just gonna hold them. Celsius coming back up. Those shares are green. This week he smuggled 2,000 liters through the border. Yes, no. I'm not smuggling anything, guys. There's no smuggling. Let's see. ACB came down. Yin's coming down. ES is trying to get back up here. I think what's the I actually wouldn't hate this short. I just don't know what the risk is on it. All you guys that were smart enough to take advantage of the education, where's the entry? And what's how many points of risk is this? This move. No, so when I went to Gillette, it was also Bill Belichick's last game as a Patriot. Except that one time. That was an accident, okay? And it was leaves. It wasn't actual drugs, okay? It was an accident. It was coca leaves. 3.75. Oh, that fits. I wouldn't hate that. Where's the entry? Is it like right here, 5209, or is it 5208? I feel it might be. I'm trying to think. Is it 52? Something like that? Except for that one time. Well, you know. It was an accident, okay? Oh, it's 5210? Oh, it's that high? I kind of like that. The only thing I don't like about it is this zone. That's kind of icky, but I mean, I don't hate that setup. I don't hate that, especially the way the market looks today. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we get there. Maybe we don't. Celsius chopped. Dude, things are doing nothing today. ACB's got that look, though. Yin, I mean, that's just a long hold now for me. Well, not now. It was always going to be a long hold. Funded the AMD account? No, that's not how it worked. All right. That's not how it worked. Dude, I can't believe that prop firm is giving like it's $50 for all the accounts. Any account size. You get a 150K account for $50. That's ridiculous. I'll be looking at the bond auction through a new and different lens today. Thanks to the courses. Thanks, SCV. Have a great day, all. Less trades, more profits. Kimberly, that is awesome. Thank you. Kimberly, thank you for all the feedback today and the kind words about all the education I provide there in those courses. I appreciate that. You have a bone to pick with Kramer on MNMD? Oh, I bet you do. I bet you do. Kramer says something and yeet, write down. Write down. Oh, whoa. OJ Simpson died. Oh, well. I guess we'll never know. All right, NVIDIA looks spicy. Let's see. Yeah, it does. How's AMD today? Yeah, that's all right. You're welcome. I was able to be here today this morning. Oh, that's awesome. To anyone thinking about taking the courses, just do it. Oh, Kimberly, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I can throw the link in here for you guys again to get the 50% off deal. So here it is. There you guys go. Kimberly, I appreciate that. Thank you for that feedback. Again, you guys can have feedback in any form. I mean, most 99% of the feedback is always positive, but if you guys have any, like, again, like yesterday when I made that mistake in that calculation in the mastermind for you guys, like I immediately just, once we ended the stream, I was like, well, we got to fix it. Make sure you guys have the correct info. Like I'm not immune to mistakes, guys. I'm not perfect. Moment of silence for the totally innocent. All right, Taylor. I mean, AMD's trying to come up off the floor there, but that chart still doesn't look great. This is moving. All right, let's see. Where's Celsius? Chilling. For how long is the 50% on? It's probably gonna be forever. The reason being is that for those of you guys that are really interested in making sure, or not making sure, but actually taking both of them to get the skills to day trade and swing trade. I mean, I don't think it's fair for me to try and charge you twice. Like if you want both, I'll buy one get one free. Like I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, like just make the payment. No. Where's the link for the $50 prop firm? Wayne, it is the third link in the description. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, the SLVs are only up 190% now. Just $50 to run the account. It's $50 to get the eval. Like all the other like Apex's all-in costs are more, even though the actual cost for the eval is low. Top Step I think Top Step is like $150 a month for the 150K, and then it's another 150 to activate it. So it actually comes out as 300. With this one, this is the lowest cost one that I've ever seen. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. Interesting day we've had so far. I mean, the Celsius position is still kicking around in the green. It just hasn't made that big move yet. I'm just waiting for that to happen. I'm just waiting for that to happen, man. Yeah, this Exxon one's done. Done on that one. There's nothing moving. I'm surprised that energy's getting that move down today. I mean, it could be PPI, but like I don't see why that would be. I'd love to get a day trade set up today. Get another video for you guys. That'd be fun. That'd be real fun. Guys, I think we're gonna constantly extend the streams until 11. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna just keep the streams going all the time. 5-minute IWM. What do we got? It's interesting. Exactly. You're at Apex at 37, but you have to pay 160 to get funded. I think the my funded futures comes out as lower. I think, especially on the larger size. Well, the larger size accounts, absolutely. I'm not sure about like the 25 or 50K. Dude, nothing's moving today. It's just slow. Ain't that? Yeah. I've looked at this one a lot in the past. It's not bad. It's just whippy. Where did Facebook end up going? I kind of like that, man. I kind of like that. It's not perfect, but it doesn't look bad, especially right near the highs. We've had some pretty disgusting trades on Facebook. I mean, this one was dirty. Why is VIX going up even though both CPI and PPI noise is already out? Nothing's moving much. Well, the VIX has been going up. I mean, because of this right here, this drop. So no fee for PA. I'd have to look. I think there is a fee, but I think it comes out to much less. All right, let's see. Norm Macdonald. Oh, I bet he would be. He'd be making some crazy jokes. I mean, to me, this looks good. This is probably going to be my top watch. I mean, if this ends up getting another break, I might actually trade the options on it too. Depending on how they're priced, things like that. Whoa, 30-year got killed there. Well, that would make sense with the market coming up. I've discovered a new axiom in trading thanks to SV. An increase in boredom rate equals more gains and or less losses. Exactly. Dixie get 5 reddish candle and IWM pops for a minute. Sensitive market. This market's incredibly sensitive. I don't know if I really want to day trade PPI day, but especially with what happened yesterday. I don't know, though. We could be in for a very interesting afternoon in this market, especially with the 30-year auctioned at 1 o'clock. If that comes out bad, you might see some really big knifing here to the downside. Just boom, right down. If it comes out good, the market could bounce off a little bit and you may not get that aggressive sell. But if it comes in as the demand for this is really low, oh boy, the bottom's going to drop out of this thing. Yen doing nothing. I mean, that's far up here. That's far. That's a far way to go. I mean, not really. I mean, this could do this in 2 candles. The ranges have been pretty big. Oh, and then Ralph, I'll probably hop into that voice chat at some point too. I got to see if I have other stuff I got to do today, which I probably do, but I got to look. Oh, man. Let's see. Facebook looks okay. I just want something. I want something good. Because right now, all we're really doing is saying, all right, well, this whole entire market is just basically hinging on the fact that, all right, maybe the Fed is still going to be all right to cut at some point, but the data sucks. Data yesterday was not good. You want 5,100 on SPX? That's 50 points lower. I mean, you could do that in a day. You could do that in a day. I think next week is going to be wild. What do we have next week for data? It's housing week. But then we have earnings. So earnings next week, guys, we're gonna have bank earnings, then it settles in for like a couple days, and then we get a lot of big companies reporting. So this market at this point is really gonna hinge on what companies' earnings are gonna be. We saw that last earnings season where a lot of these companies were blowing expectations out of the water, and the market just absolutely skyrocketed. That was when Nvidia was blowing things like it was just blowing things out of the water, just going nuts. So if we start to see that again, we could have a lot of fun. The post earnings setups are going to be really, really, really fun. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I mean, yeah, there are some individual tickers that I am interested in and just normal setups here. But earnings season is when we're really going to start picking things up. In the months following, because as those big companies start to report positive earnings and you see giant gaps, there are always going to be next crazy potential setups, which we really capitalized on last earnings season. That was fun. You're watching yesterday's lesson again today. Yeah, I mean, so you guys can all see it right in the on the course platform. It took a minute for it to like process on there after I sent that email out, but it should be there for you guys now, all you guys in the mastermind. But yeah, and then again, for all you guys that have been around for a while, that have taken the courses and everything, and want to take things to the next level, you guys have until Sunday before those mastermind prices go up to hop in, giving you guys that one last chance because I couldn't figure out how to get the to like change the price on it. It was being annoying. How many trades did I take this month so far? With so many news days, for I've only taken one day trade with the day trading mastery course strategy so far, and it's been a winner. And it's the one that was recorded. So I've only taken one. One trade, one winner. And it was about like 3,000. Again, less trades, more profits, guys. If you have a strategy that allows you to not have to sit there and just like nitpick the market all the time, it's like, why would you do anything else? I got to start increasing the size on some of those trades too. We do have to start doing that. I'm trading between like 5 and like 8 ES every single time. We need to move that up at some point to like 8 to 12, 15, stuff like that. It's so funny too because people in my comment section sometimes will be like, you need to have $1 million account to do that. And it's like, no, you don't. What are you talking about? The risk is the risk. Is the day trading strategy more for futures or is it possible with options? It is possible with options. It's just easier and cleaner with futures just because you know exactly what the risk is and what your reward is going to be. A point is a point, a tick's a tick. Um, yeah, I mean, I've done it a couple of times with options, and that's where those 1,000% SPX trades come from. But like, I'll only do that if like I'm already green on the day, and I'm like, all right, well, the day trade setup's here. I might as well take a little tiny bit of risk on SPX and just let it rip. Let's see. But yeah, and then again, one of one. Like it's not like I just say, "Oh, use futures." Like I teach you like pretty much everything you need to know about futures in those curriculums as well. So that's all in there. Same thing with options. I don't know if we're gonna get up there to that 52.10. You might, but Celsius just flatlined. I mean, that had a nice move yesterday up to 85.73. It was moving nice in the pre-market, but didn't end up getting that move. I mean, this move down in the market. What was this? 40 points was not going to help anything. Did data come out? No. I mean, it's just flatline. I don't really see a data move. But team, it is 11. That is going to be wrapping up the stream for today. So again, I mean, I'll throw that link in here one last time for those of you guys that are interested in giving yourself a fighting chance in the market, getting away from all that other nonsense that people are out there trying to spew. All those discretionary strategies that are basically just leading people to the slaughter in the market. So team, and as always, remember, it's one-time fee. I'm always available for you guys to ask questions too once you guys are in there and clearing anything up that you guys do have questions on. So I'll see you guys tomorrow live again at 9 a.m. We're gonna be having a lot of fun tomorrow too. But team, I mean, let's see how the Celsius goes. See how a couple of other those positions want to go. I mean, I'm still holding the silver. Still have a little bit of the X on. I mean, that was such a small. Again, I sized it down, got more time on it. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But other than that, guys, we're gonna be hunting for those big swings, seeing if we can get a nice little day trade there and move on. So, team, I will see you guys next time. Peace.